Hello, everybody. My name's Patrick, and I've got something really special that I'm going to do today. I am so excited for this. It's hard for me to even really explain what's going to be happening, but basically, I can't hold my excitement in. So anyway, I've got a new album that I'm going to be listening to. So this is going to be my sort of reaction slash review in real time to hearing the album for the first time. And so as you can see, I'm in black and white here because the band we're going to be listening to today is the band Hertz, which if you're not familiar from them, they're a duo, sort of an electronic duo from the UK. They are totally amazing. They have... this is their fifth album we're going to be listening to. It just came out, I believe, in July of 2020 this year. And their four previous albums are, in my opinion, all four perfect albums. They have not made a bad song in their entire career. So I'm very much looking forward to this. They are one of my favorite bands. But before we get started, I just want to say I got my pop ready to go here. I got myself some lemonade and Kool-Aid ice here the bottom of my glass, and I got myself a Mountain Dew Voltage, which is my favorite beverage. I got my mic set up over here if you can see it off screen here. Not gonna be able to fit everything in there, but behind me here I have some Hertz photos from music videos, and there's some sort of promotional stuff for this album, which is called Faith, by the way. In order to get these stills from the music videos, I went on YouTube, I made them HD, full screened it, and print screened them. I had the songs on mute the whole time. I did not hear it. I have not heard a second of this album at all. However, well, let me back up for a second. So I just want to say, I'm a huge fan of Hertz, like I said. I have all four of their previous albums. This is their first album called Happiness, the deluxe edition. This album is great. It's their album that sort of sounds more sort of 80s synth inspired. All their music is sort of 80s synth inspired, but this one is a little bit more Depeche Mode sounding, like early Depeche Mode sounding. There's a lot of sort of like synthetic choirs and things in there, which give it a very particular sound. It's still sort of their kind of R&B-ish feel, though, with it. Very chill, very cold sounding album. I love it. This is probably my second favorite album of theirs. And then their album that came after that, called Exile, here, is actually my favorite album of theirs. And this is the one that's sort of more modern day Depeche Mode. And it has a lot of distorted synths. And there's some actual like heavy parts on this album, which if you're not familiar with what they sound like at all, Hertz is not really a heavy band. They don't really use like distorted guitars and stuff like that in the sense that like a rock band would or metal or anything like that. But there are some very intense and heavy moments on this album, which is one of the reasons I love it so much. Then their third album, which is my least favorite, though again, I still think it's perfect. This is Surrender. And this album is much more happy than the first two, and the sounds are a little bit more clean. There's way less distortion than their album before that, Exile. But I still love it though. But I think it's the weakest of their albums. And then their most recent one, apart from this new one, is Desire here, and this album is a little bit more R&B kind of. The bass playing and guitar playing on this album are just phenomenal. It is really, really, really good. The bass especially. There are certain songs on this album that rely on the bass to be what the song is and give the songs their identity. There's some really good slow songs. Hertz is a band that can do almost any style of song on any one of their albums. So we'll see. But this, their new album, Faith here, I just got this in the mail yesterday. Which one thing I do want to point out, just to show the consistency with their album artwork is just amazing. For the most part, all of their albums just have a picture of them on the front. I believe this is the deluxe edition of this album, so the regular cover of this looks a lot more like the two guys just sort of, well, and this is the deluxe edition of this one as well. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But on the backs, you'll see these albums are all, they have exactly the same style of artwork. Just black with, and I love it. All the discs, this is probably taking too long, but all their discs look identical, which I love. It just says Hertz and then the name of the album there. And I think that that is just amazing. I love things like that. So I love the artwork in all of this. The reason the video is in black and white, by the way, is because most of their imagery is all in black and white, and so I thought we would make it black and white. However, oh, I guess we're in black and white. You guys didn't get to see my pop. Hold on, let's switch it to color for a second and get some intense. There, it's color now. So you can kind of see the my beverage going on here. I like that, the ice in there. Anyway, their new album. One of the reasons I'm so excited about this, apart from just the fact that I love them so much, is the artwork that's actually in this. It is amazing and dark. And I don't know how dark the album's going to sound, but the artwork in here is very sort of Depeche Mode again, but also sort of almost like 90s grunge, but mixed with like almost some like horror vibes, like a metal. Like this, if you just showed me this, I would think it was probably a metal band in terms of the art, and I just absolutely love it. I dig it. I think it's awesome. Sorry, I just want to show you guys this because I think it's really cool. And so, like I said, all the artwork you're going to see behind me is just pictures of their like promotional stuff for the album, or stuff I took from three of their videos that they had for songs off this album. And again, I did not listen to the videos. I just had it on mute while I was going through looking for cool stills. So what we're going to do, if you have never watched a video of mine like this before, I am going to put my headphones on and I'm going to hit play on my CD player, which I have right here. Let's put the disc in. Oh, it's tough to come out. Pushing down hard. Oh my goodness. I don't want to break the CD. This is embarrassing. Holy crap. Well, anyway, I guess I don't have to worry about it falling out. So I got it in my portable CD player here. This is my preferred way of listening to music on CD. And I've got my microphone right here. And I have my headphones here will bleed a little bit into the sound, so hopefully you can hear a little bit where I'm at. But I'll put on the bottom of the screen down here, I think, which song we're on so that you know. Maybe it'll be down here, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to just hit play and listen. You will not hear it. You will not hear the songs in the video because I don't want to get pulled down and I don't want to take any money or ad revenue from them at all. If you want to hear these songs, I suggest you go to Spotify and just load up the album and you can listen along with me. I may pause, although I'm not planning to. But if I get so inspired, I will pause. And yeah, let's just do this because I've already been talking for probably 10 minutes and I don't know how long this album is. So this is Faith by the album Hertz. This might be the most excited I've ever been to listen to a new album. So let's go ahead. I am pushing play in 3, 2, 1, go. Based on the artwork, I'm really hoping that this album is starting off with acoustic guitar, not something that's very featured on their other albums. Oh, fantastic production, as you would expect. So I'm just going to basically be going through here and telling you sort of my feelings on what I'm hearing. The crystal clear, amazingly produced vocals, claps. Oh, big drums for the chorus. I love it. A lot of deeper background vocals. Oh, and that synth bass in the chorus. Oh, bum, 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 bum. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, a little stop there. hesitation on the beat. Big background vocals, something that they're known for. Frequencies sort of swooshing in and out, which is not easy to do. So there's not a lot of melodic elements going other than the vocal and this sort of swooshing low frequency. And then the acoustic guitar. Oh, the drums are enormous. Oh. Ooh, that synth bass. A bit of a sort of almost gospel feeling, which is something that they've had on their... Oh, and just vocals in there. I wonder who's doing the low voice in there. Oh, and it's just building it up, the vocals, adding layer every 4 measures or every 2 measures. Very gospel-y feeling. I love it. The acoustic guitar is really nice and earthy, which adds a nice, you know, it's juxtaposed against all the electronic elements, which are also have more, sort of an analog feel to them, but they're still very crisp, very clear. I love that hesitation there. I love the acoustic guitar and that synth bass. Oh. Okay, so that was voices, and now we're on Suffer. And this is just starting out like like a horror movie or something. Okay. Oh. I'm hearing like a spring reverb in the back on the little... I love it. Synth coming in. Driving synth. This is a pre-chorus, I assume. Very dark. On their previous album, Desire, they sang a lot with the singer sang a lot with his falsetto voice, which I still enjoyed a lot. I love that album, but I like it when he sings in his more mid-range. So this is more feeling, I would say, like Exile, Depeche Mode. That very clear, right in the middle driving sort of... Oh, awesome hesitation there. There was a kick, but the real beat started on the snare hit. Oh. The sonic quality is exactly what I was expecting. This is probably the best sounding of their albums, I would say. Oh, there's some nice... Oh, guitar. Lead guitar maybe in there behind. Oh. Yes. Just a little melody in the guitar there background. Not an overly done chorus. Not huge. But still having that dry, oh, these sounds. That sort of like growly bass, that, oh, wow. Oh, there comes in some big stuff. Oh. Oh my God. Oh, that moment we just had, and now going into a guitar solo. Oh, and the beat is so good. Oh. Going into the chorus for a third time. Thank you for doing that. I love the song structures are very important to me, and I really feel that a song needs to go back to the chorus, or most of the time. So I feel a song needs to go back to the chorus a third time for me to make it feel like it actually finished. Color. I forgot to do this before. Color off. Oh, no, don't fade out. Oh. Don't. Oh. Ugh, fade out. Ugh. Oh. I won't go into this, but I could pause and talk for 4 hours about how I hate songs that fade out. At least they finished the song before they did it, but that's a big bummer to me. Ooh. What is this? Oh, Whisper. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Very different sounding vocals. Oh, the flip right there from vocals that had heavy on effects to completely dry, get your hands off me. Oh. Oh, the whispers are awesome. And that bass, just very some. Oh, yes, the bass playing so tasty. The vocal manipulation with the sort of a feeling. Ooh, this is very different. A fraction. I've never heard him do vocals like this. Kind of a yelly shout, but like, love it. Oh. Oh, these beats are so big, and things are sidechain compressed, which if you're not familiar with sidechain compression is, I'm an audio engineer, by the way. But sidechain compression is the process of taking a sound and then compressing other sounds, making them basically deaden, go down in volume while these other sounds are going. Usually, it's most commonly done in like rock music and a lot of music between the bass guitar and the kick sound in the drums. Whenever the kick hits, the bass will dip just for a second. And a lot of electronic music uses it to create sort of like a wavy, like woo, 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 woo sound with a kick going boo, 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 the bass going, or the bass or synths or choral vocals or something in the background going wah, wah, wah. They're using that effect here to make things feel like they're expanding and contracting. And they're just using it as an effect, which is awesome. Oh, the chaoticness of this, I love. Oh, and then it's just over. Okay, now we're on Slave to Your Love. Okay, a little bit more straightforward singing. Ooh, strings off to the right. Can't tell if they're real strings or not. I would guess with this band that they wouldn't be. They sound very good. Nowadays, you can do, if you're a decent musician and you have decent equipment, decent software, you can probably do pretty convincing sounding strings. Haha, everything goes away but the vocals and the piano. I will say this is the first song we've encountered that I feel feels like their previous album, Desire, a little bit more in terms of the just how the song sounds. Okay, a bit more laid back this one, which that last song was very chaotic and sporadic, so. I don't want to get too deep into the lyrics here. I don't really like looking at lyrics while I'm listening because it almost feels like I'm spoiling something for myself. This song is not blowing me away at first impression. However, with a lot of their music, I find that it takes me more than one listen to really appreciate all the songs. There's always a few songs that just knock my socks off right away. But with this band in particular, there's other songs. As in terms of my musical taste, I generally tend to sort of gravitate towards more immediately impactful music that just grabs me from the second it starts. And I always love it when artists and bands put sounds together that you don't necessarily think would go together. I'm very much more of a person that's more about the production and the way the music sounds and how the overall feeling makes you feel, like the atmosphere of a song or of an album as a whole, and then how songs link from one song to another on a full album like this, rather than trying to dissect like what the lyrics mean and what the songs mean to me. I'm not very into that. There's other people that do that way better than me, and I personally don't care that much about what the lyrics of the song are. That way I sort of can allow myself to really enjoy songs that I wouldn't like so much if I didn't agree with the lyrics, which could happen, I suppose, but because I don't pay too much attention to it that much. I would say so far this is the most stereotypical Hurts song, which I'm totally cool with. This song doesn't have a big snare in it, which is giving it an interesting sort of different feel. It almost gives me like a bit of like a reggae feel, which it's not a reggae song at all. It does not sound like that in terms of what's happening. But because there's no snare, and we had the claps, which where I feel kind of filling in for the snare on the off beat. Maybe that's why, I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make any sense to think of it as a sort of a reggae. That sounded like female vocals. However, on some of their previous albums, they have pitch shifted the singer's vocals. Okay, now we're on track. Hold on. At the end of this track, we're right at 5 minutes here. And we got a weird little string thing happening. That makes me wonder if they did have real strings in for that song. Which, by the way, there are no liner notes on here to tell me which is another thing Hertz does. They don't usually put their credits and things like that in their liner notes. Okay, so that was awesome. That kind of makes up for the fade out earlier to have a little extra thing at the end of this one. Okay, just a piano. We're starting off with All I Have to Give. Just a piano. Love him. So far, just a piano and the vocals. And an amazing vocal melody with an amazing vocal performance. Okay, have some strings coming in. A very driving sort of piano. Not driving intense, but driving in terms of constant movement. A feeling of hope, definitely, for this one. Almost totally dry vocals. Bass. Back to the chorus. Background vocal a little bit. More prominent strings. Background vocal. The only drum we've had this whole song is just one sort of boom at the beginning of the second chorus. Everything gone. Sort of a weird vocal, female vocal on the far left side. Doing almost like an echo. A retardando in the song. Very nice. That means people are actually playing. Which obviously, the piano in that one was real, I believe. What a beautiful song. Oh man, we're almost halfway done. Now we're on track 6, Liar. The background sort of far away things are great throughout the album I've heard so far. Pitch shifted vocals, background. interesting after a ballad-like song that was the previous one to have a more minimalistic sort of sounding song. Not necessarily minimalistic, but we're getting some oscillation bass going on in the background. Oh, I feel like this song has the potential to explode. I want it to explode, but their style isn't really such to do that. Especially on this album so far, the songs have sort of stayed in on the same level the whole time. This band is just such a treasure. Very interesting percussive elements throughout this song from the moment it started. Not very stereotypical sounding. It almost sounds like a beat that had elements of it removed, leaving just pieces of it. Oh, there's some distortion. Yeah, I believe we're going into the bridge here. This could be a guitar. Could also just be a distorted synthesizer or a distorted sound of some sort. Doesn't have to... Yeah, it's not a guitar. Okay. Bit more of a prominent snare drum going into the third chorus here. It didn't really explode, but that's okay. Like I said, I didn't expect it to. Yeah, I mean, if I had it my way, every song would just explode, and I love songs that build to just a big crescendo of a finale. My two favorite songs that they have, which are off of this album, which is Help and The Road, are both songs that build, and are just amazing. And The Road is my favorite song that they have by far. Okay, so that song just kind of did its thing. All right, so now we're going to be on to track 7 right now. Wow. Somebody, and we are, which they already have a song called Somebody to Die For. Somebody. Okay, a bit different vocals right off the bat. Maybe using a different microphone. Definitely mixed differently. Okay, now it's pretty much back to normal. Maybe it's just his vocal approach. Some guitar on the right side. Sort of like a on the left side, some drums. Ooh. Oh. Half tempo chorus. Yeah. Ooh. Oh my. Ooh. Oh, I love it. Into the second verse. Ooh, going back to double time. Interestingly enough now, oh, okay, there was a guitar on the left side going tick, 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 tick. Now it's switched over to the right side. But the jumps are back over on the left side. Yes. Ooh, the tasty beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, guitar. On the distorted sort of bass. Oh, and that sub bass, yeah. pitch shifted low vocals. Somebody, love it. Give me a guitar solo. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh. That one could have gone a little longer, but right we're right into NUMB and right away distorted synth. Oh, synth bass. Bom ba dum ba da dum. Love it. Bom ba dum ba da dum. Oh, this could be good. But what's it gonna do during the chorus? We'll have to find out. Love the feeling of this song. Yeah. Oh, I love that sort of whispery, really close vocal. Ooh. Oh, there's Depeche Mode in this. Which, I mean, of course there's Depeche Mode in it. Depeche Mode, one of their biggest influences. I mean, I assume. Oh, I love the fuzz guitar on the right. Oh, the production is just, oh. Yeah. Bum 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 bum. Love it. Bum 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 bum. I love the high synth there. The bum 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 bum. Whatever the notes are. Build it up, baby. Yeah, give me some guitar on there. Yeah, make it heavy. Da 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 dum. Gosh, I can't believe we're already at track 8. This sucks. I want more. I want more. I don't want it to be over. Typically with this band, with Hertz, the last song on their album is usually a pretty big deal. So their last album had one of the best ballads I've ever heard. One of the greatest love songs, in my opinion, I've ever heard. Just amazing. This was probably my favorite. Oh, man. That was NUMB. NUMB, and I love it. Ah. Like I said, though, I'm sad. I don't want it to be over. Now we're on Redemption. Piano. Another ballad. Okay. Surprised this is 3 songs from the end. Makes me wonder what the last song's going to be. It definitely sounds like an acoustic piano. No, maybe not. Strings. They definitely had real strings come into the studio for this. You know? At least that's the way it sounds like to me. Background vocals. Redemption, I'm just trying to find. The strings are nice. Oh, yeah. Oh. When you have artists that can take the most perfect sounds and put them together. Yes, it's really impressive if you can be a band and write a song, or if you can sit with an acoustic guitar or a piano and write a song. This one obviously written on the piano. But when you can take and consistently put the most perfect and exactly right sounds into the song. Ooh, that string. I think it could be a violin doing it. Could be anything though. Some percussive element. Could be a guitar even. Tasty in the background. Guitar solo. Give it to me. Oh. Oh, that gets me. Amazing strings. Whether they're real or not. This sounds like a last song on the album song to me, so. Choir, oh. Oh, bring it in, bring it in. Do it. Oh. Wop, 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 wop. Oh. Oh, so good. I was going to say, could have gone to the last chorus there, but I don't think so. Nice. That was very classical. All right, now we're on to the penultimate song, White Horses. We haven't had a song so far that's just like done the explosion thing, just huge. I feel like the majority of the album's been down tempo, not necessarily soft by any means, but with 2 ballads so far and a lot of more like groovy, sort of rhythmically simple, but not over the top. Cool synth coming in, fading in. Okay. They have several songs with people's names in them. Songs not titled that, but starting off, song about Madeline. A nice low pass filter on everything, getting rid of all the highs from everything except the vocals. Love the synth in the back. The wah 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 wah. Almost a lazily played synth. And then just the driving kick. Okay. Snare. Clean. Clean kick snare. Cool sort of gospel background vocal. Really giving atmosphere. Okay, I don't really know what the chorus was there. Might be some sort of vocal callbacks, lyrical callbacks to some of their previous albums here, which is kind of neat. The clipping the wings part is what made me think that. Ooh, that synth. It lifted the high frequency, the low pass filter off of it now. Or it's a different synth. Bum 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 bum. That part. Ooh, like a little bell there. Ooh, what is that? Piano. Ooh, that jum chicka jum. Ooh, that falling waterfall. That sort of wop, 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 wop feeling, probably created by using sidechain compression. Interesting part here. Oh. Very atmospheric, this album. Has a good atmosphere to it. I've only got one more song after this. And then I'll probably have to wait another 2 years for more Hertz, which I know is very, very selfish of me. I haven't really digested this really at all either, so I'll listen to this and really enjoy it more, but, you know, just that thought. When you finish a great book or finish a great album, for the first time, you realize you won't hear new music from this band for a couple years. And thankfully, Hertz have been pretty consistent. Last song. We're in it, right? Darkest Hour. How are they going to make this more epic than those previous songs? Guitar, electric guitar. More electric guitar. And piano. Womp, 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 womp. It sounds like they have a real drum kit, maybe, which I would hope would mean they're not afraid to go at the end and go crazy. Let's do it. Bring it on. It's building already. I love coming down for the chorus. Very hopeful song. Bring in those background vocals, baby. Build it up. Are we going to get a guitar solo? Ha ha! And all of a sudden, they're a band. Oh, love the guitar tone, the fuzz guitar there. And that's it. 44 minutes and 51 seconds of the brand new Hertz album. Well, I have to say that I liked it, but my first impression was not that I loved it. It was darker, kind of darker sounding. As I said, I didn't really pay attention to the lyrics very much at all. There wasn't as, which I guess this makes sense for a band on their fifth album. There was less straightforward songs on this album. Their songs were more, I don't want to say experimental, because I believe they were all mostly ABA structure. Verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, out. But I am a little disappointed that at no point did it really explode like I wanted it to. As I said on their album Exile, there's a song called The Road, which is my favorite song of theirs. And I think is in my top 10, maybe even my top 5 favorite songs of all time. And that song just explodes. But that's not very characteristic of their work. It's not. It would be the exception to the rule for them. They do have some songs though that feel a bit more heavy, and on this album there was a lot less emphasis on the snare drum, I feel. The drum beats in a few of the songs really relied on it, and there were a few huge beats in the songs that I really did enjoy. And I mean, we're at 45 minutes since when I started this, and I know those first few songs were really really satisfying to listen to, and I really like the slow songs. I love Hertz ballad songs, and to get 3 ballads that are all piano based on one album is nice. It would have been a little bit nice. In my opinion, I would have liked a little bit more variety. One of the things that I really love about Hertz, and this is kind of a neither here nor there thing, but it is important to me, but I have the deluxe editions of their first 3 albums, and on their first album, there's 17, there's 19 songs on this album. And as I've said, they have never, in my experience with them, made a bad or poor song or a lackluster song at all. I love every one of their songs. Some I like more than others, but even these, like the demos and things on some of these, like the deluxe editions of these albums, their first album has 19 songs on the deluxe edition. Then we got 14. Then we got, this is their most recent, or this is Desire, 13. And then 13 on Surrender. And so to have just an album of 11 songs, I kind of, I mean, you can't really compare one album to another like this, but I do almost feel like with having 3 ballads out of 11, it would have been nice to have another song that was different. Maybe just one, or, I mean, I would take as many songs as they would give me, don't get me wrong. And I looked online and didn't see a deluxe edition of this album anywhere, and I don't know how much this album was recorded pre-pandemic. I would assume most of it, if not all of it, was done pre-pandemic. But maybe that hindered them somehow and they didn't have access to something. I don't know. Obviously, they had access to their sort of string section or whatever. And at this point, they're not the biggest band in the world, which I definitely think they deserve it more than a lot of artists that are, the top-selling artists in the world. But, I'm left feeling a little mixed, to be honest. I was expecting, I had the highest hopes imaginable for this album. And on my first listen, I enjoyed all of it, but there was maybe only 2 moments that really sort of blew me away. And I feel like on their previous albums, there's always 4 or 5 songs that really blow me away. And as I kind of hinted at earlier, it's totally possible, and I really hope, very plausible, that I'll listen to this album more, and the things that didn't jump out at me right away will grow, and I will my enjoyment of them will grow. So I don't know. But if you have been watching this video and made it all the way to the end, thank you. You're probably one of the only people to do so. I assume you're watching this because you're a fan of the band. Let me know what you think of them. Let me know what your favorite album from them is down in the comments. Like I said, Exile is my favorite by a wide margin, and I love the grittiness to that album and the distortion to that album and the sort of the sadder tone overall to that album. And that's not for everybody. So let me know what you guys think of them. If you've made it all the way through this video because you know me personally, or you're just, curious, I guess, or listening along with the album, let me know what you thought of the album, but then go back and listen to their other stuff if you're not familiar with this band, because they definitely deserve your time. And I don't say that lightly. I would not say that with every band that I love, but this band is truly one of those bands that, in my opinion, universally should be loved universally. So, but that's everything for this video. Don't know what I'm going to be doing for the next video or what I'll upload to my channel next. It's all sorts of stuff, but hopefully had some fun. That's all what this is all about, based off of anyway, having a little bit of fun. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.